uncomfortable.
Honest Engine initially started as me and Will playing the songs I'd written acoustically, just in his apartment. He's playing bass, I was playing guitar, and then good friend says, "Hey, I know this drummer guy. He works in Natural Abundance. You should talk to him." And so I talked to Dan, and we had our first official get together as a 3-piece. Almost acoustic band.
Right in this
sacred ground, we're
right
sitting here in this apartment. We were interrupted after about an hour of play by my neighbor, and I had gone Judas on everybody's asses, which, if you don't know what that means, you should probably look into Bob Dylan's history.
Then reevaluate your life for not knowing who Bob
exactly.
Dylan is.
Exactly. And went electric, and then kind of kept playing the songs, and then I was like, I don't think I can play lead guitar. I'm gonna talk to somebody about that, and grabbed onto Logan over here, and
he's very squishy.
And taught him the songs in probably like 2 practices. And
from my house, we played like
That's where
one.
we at.
You ever notice how big you are?
Me?
You're a big dude.
He's huge.
He's a muscly fella.
Yeah.
It's mostly fat.
Remember when we played? Remember when we were sitting in my apartment? We played like 2 songs, and he's like, okay, I don't need to hear the rest of them. I'm in.
Yeah.
You were like, you're like, that's it, we're good.
We were trying to show him acoustically before we.
Yeah. He's
played
like, I'm down
with Logan. And since then,
let's take my shirt off
You're
now.
a big dude.
he's Fat Mac.
Yeah, if I stick the gun.
Oh, we're gonna have.
There you go.
We're gonna have a trip to the gun show here.
Terrifying. You got a baby going on though, for real. Like
It hurts to do that for more than like
I
10
bet.
seconds.
Anyway,
Oh man.
so we've been practicing now, I guess,
No, man.
off and on every other weekend.
I think of this guy.
2 practices
Yeah.
during the weekends, and
Could take a nap between his
I
pecs.
played
Do
high
it.
school sports.
doing the thing, practicing, writing songs, trying to smooth out stuff, and we've been practicing at the Journey. We thank them really for letting
you're
us
awesome. Good
use their
people.
space.
Plug the Journey a bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're nice people there.
it's a good church, even if you're not a churchy person.
They do need to restock the fridge.
They do need to restock.
We
And
give the Goodwill donation.
they should
though.
Like we weren't paying.
And they should
I
really
know.
consider cleaning the stage off so we can practice on the stage.
Oh,
Nah.
That's
Don't-
not a big deal.
Don't put that in the article.
Yeah, don't. That's
Nothing
that's
negative
unnecessary.
about them.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just say that we
Erroneous.
asked pleasantly that they please restock the fridge. We will continue to pay for that.
They ask pleasantly while
We
pouring
do
out
pay
the
for the
money.
It's
beverages.
true. Sometimes they even get a 50-cent tip.
Twice. Maybe.
Twice. Yeah.
Sometimes twice.
All right.
Sometimes twice.
So-
So that's the music.
So that's probably the answer to the first
That
question.
would be the
Yeah.
answer to this question.
I think we
All
got
of
there
that.
eventually in between
Yeah.
the gun show and me spelling the word butt with puzzle pieces.
No,
You really spelling the word?
Why
That's
not?
a buh right now.
You're gonna be out of
You're gonna get 1 T, man.
Oh, you're gonna take them away from me.
It's still butt, comma.
See, I didn't say what kind of butt.
But-
Aha! Take that.
Next
This
question.
game. Next question.
What kind of music do you play?
Good.
Rock and roll, I guess.
funky jungle
Is
song.
that what you would say?
When people ask me,
That's always a question.
yeah, well, one, and this is not, no offense, but I hate that question because I never know what to say because people expect you to answer it like really specifically, and I don't really have a lot of specific ideas about what something is or what something isn't. But there's elements of punk, there's elements of folk, there's elements of, country, there's elements of rock and roll.
I like to call us Bruce Springsteen punk.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's what I
pretty
usually
good.
do.
That's
'Cause
pretty
he's
good.
like folk
let me
punk.
tell you.
Kinda
There's this one
very
time I was
folk
sitting at the
rockin'.
student center in NSU, and this teacher comes up. I was listening to Hot Water Music, and this teacher comes up, and I just for the first time started listening. This teacher comes up and sits across from me and says, "What do you listen to?" And I told him. He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Punk, I guess." And he's like, "Oh, I really like postmodern funk." And I was like, "What's that? Like,
What's a funk?
give me an example." And he's like, he's like, well, you know, like Tone Loc, and I'm like, so you listen to
Tone Loc.
early '90s radio rap is what you listen to.
Heavy D.
He was a little too.
Tone Loc.
He was
And
a
I was
little
like,
too. He had a little
DJ
too many
Jazzy
funky
Jeff.
cold Medina.
I was like,
right there.
really? That's what you listen to?
DJ Jazzy Jeff
But-
is the highlight.
Hey,
of
parents just don't understand. All right,
That's right,
That's
they
all you gotta know.
Oh,
all you gotta know.
anyway, that's my story. But
Yeah.
no, I would agree that
I
there's
always
all these
say-
there's elements of all these things. When people ask me, like, it's so much easier, like at work. Like if someone's like, hey, you know, what kind of music do you play? I can be like, well, you know, we're basically a rock and roll band, but we throw in all these different things. You know, I guess I can't really say that we're solidified into one genre.
Just out of curiosity, who asks you those things at work? Your coworkers or
Coworkers.
the elderly that you?
Well, both. The elderly do ask.
What kind of music do you?
They ask me.
not Frank,
They always ask me. They always ask me,
Sinatra.
what kind of guitar do you play, electric or acoustic? I'm just surprised that they even know that.
That's pretty
Like, I'm like, hey, cool, all right, you're 96, you're hip. Cool.
Get
you
your
have
ass
a-
to our
and you
next
have a broken-
show.
And you have a broken hip.
Seriously.
So, good job.
Get him in the pit next time.
jeez.
Come on. We will know that.
Hitch.
Field trip. Going on a sending show, everybody.
With it, I'm hip.
Bring your extra shawl. It's a bit chilly.
Anyway, yeah, I think we got that one.
Yeah.
That's in the bag. That one there.
Okay. Probably should have done this one earlier, but what do you name and what do you play?
Name and what do you play?
What is
What's
your
your
name and
name?
what do you play?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm American Badass.
Logan Schumacher, a lead guitar. Salty Licks.
Will Elkins, bass, backing vocals.
Marcus Hooks, guitar, vocals.
Dan Stuziak, drums.
Ow!
He also
Double horns.
does no vocals, but in the future we'll probably get him to try and rap and drum at the same time.
Yes.
That'd be pretty swell.
That would actually be cool.
Just because I'd like to see that, mostly.
Can be done.
It can be.
It can be done.
Can be done.
And it will.
be done.
It will.
It will be.
It will be done. It will
Wilhelm.
be done.
There's no H in my name.
Yeah, well, now there is.
Now there is. That's right.
Yeah, well, there is.
League of Volt.
Nailed that one.
Yeah, dude, good job.
Championship.
I forgot my name for a second, but pulled it out in the end.
It is not Franklin Delano,
No,
by the way.
it's-
Franklin Delano.
He was in our town once.
Oh yeah.
Factual.
Really?
Yeah.
You take the train through? Or?
Actually, yeah.
Oh,
There's a picture of him.
This
at,
is the Hub
what's it called?
City.
Back in your trunk?
really?
Yeah,
At the
it's
junk?
picture.
At the junk in your
Yeah,
trunk?
printed on glass. It's really neat.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah,
That is super
it's really
cool.
cool.
Anyway,
Buy it.
It's like $80. I don't know what I want.
We should all buy it and share it on
Alright,
alternate
fine.
weekends.
We will.
Okay.
what else? What else you got?
You're good on presidential
What else
glassware at the moment.
What
So
are
much
some
of
of your influences as a band?
You want to start, and then we'll just go around in a circle.
Because I could, yeah, because
We all have-
we
we all
have varied
different-
backgrounds. Very.
Different things going on here.
Yeah, as a band, I don't know what our influences are.
We haven't really ever listened to anything together.
Socially.
Yeah,
Like
no.
we've never sat around and like listened. I've been trying to organize this, by the way, for a
feel like-
while.
A listening party?
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time, this is not an influence at all, really. But we always end up doing '90s rap at some point.
every.
I don't.
We do-
Postmodern funk.
Postmodern funk.
Postmodern
right.
funk, right,
Postmodern
yeah.
funk is a very definite.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, geez, let's see. I really like, because rock bands go, I really like Coheed and Cambria. That's a band that I've been following for a long time. And I just got their new record last night, and I haven't listened to it yet.
That should be our first listen.
List versus
I
listening
mean,
party.
That'd be the first Coheed and Cambria album I'd ever heard. So
It'll be the first one I might actually like.
burn, son.
Anyway,
I like Coheed,
but
so,
I also like, I started playing drums because I was listening to hip hop in the 80s. So I was listening to like Run DMC and Big Daddy Kane and Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh,
Rick for the win, son.
stuff like that. And as I got older, I liked gangsta stuff. Then I got older, and I was like, oh, I like Outkast. And then I got older. Just keep getting older.
If you take anything away from this,
So that Dan gets
But
older.
I'm really into the new MIA record.
She has a new record.
Yeah, she does.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on the loop.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm the Sri Lankan pop star.
I've been listening to
Lauren?
the Nero record a lot lately, which is kind of dubsteppy, which maybe makes me not cool to some people, but that's all right. That's all right, man.
Fuck
I'm
those
not here
people.
to be cool.
We still love you.
That's right.
Fuck those people.
I like all kinds of
Yeah.
I guess like as a guitar player, I mean, I'm not like the most fanatical, fantastical, whatever. I'm not the best guitar player in the world, and I know that.
Like you made up words.
I right, there was a bunch of made up words. But as a guitar player, I mean, like influenced by everything. I mean, like Kurt Cobain, not a great guitar player. Influenced, definitely influenced. No, also partially because I'm left-handed, and so is he. Was he? Because he's not anymore. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I right?
Yep.
As our friend Trent pointed out, I have the palm mute punk rhythm down very well. Apparently, I don't think that I do, but I can do it. I mean,
It works.
I'd say you.
I got to put it down, but
Proficient.
that comes from 7 years of playing in a punk band, not necessarily being influenced by punk. So as a guitar player, I have because I aspire to be a guitar player of Prince proportions. However, am probably closer to a guitar player of like.
Greatest sentence in the history of the English language.
But I'm
Right
probably
there.
like a guitar player closer to like Trevor LeBeau proportions. So not very good at playing guitar. Like he's not horrible, but he's not good. He's a bass player who plays guitar.
Throw him under the
So
bus.
Yeah,
for
put
real.
that in magazine.
Well,
Put that in the
I
magazine
what
and
you're
smoke
saying,
it.
though.
Yeah, like
I see what you're saying.
I'm not fantastic. I can get the job done. But anyway, as a songwriter, I mean,
Miley Cyrus.
it's no Billy Ray actually. No,
Billy Ray.
he's left-handed too. Did you know that?
I did not.
Not for long.
Right. As a songwriter, I recently, I mean, like, when I first started writing songs, it was, as a teenager. And so, like, those songs are more, I don't know, I was really into Nirvana and Foo Fighters and, and the Pixies, especially the Pixies. A lot of my songwriting isn't, like, straightforward. It's very, like, I guess metaphorical. I don't know, not really metaphor for anything. I don't write like with anything in particular in mind. Like I write songs, and then they gain meaning over time, which is how I like to do things most of the time. Like as far as me writing songs, I think there's been like 1 or 2 times that I've actually had like a meaning ready to go. So, but influence-wise, songwriting is like The Boss. The Boss is fucking amazing. I mean, am I wrong here?
No.
You don't need me to back you up, man.
I know. The Boss, definitely Frank Black from the Pixies or Black Francis. Paul Westerberg is by far my biggest influence as far as songwriting goes, which is strange because his songs are a little more straightforward and some tongue-in-cheek there and stuff. But the Replacements are my favorite band of all time, and so I look to them a lot for inspiration in anything, songwriting specifically. But over to Will.
What up? So I played bass in a ska punk band for like 5-6 years throughout high school and into college. So I've always loved listening to like the crazy bass parts of like Roger from Less Than Jake and Joe Gittleman from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Those are like my really early bass
That's
idols.
stuff.
They were just fast, and because like Roger would like play just nutso crap behind everything, and I liked him better because like you think nutso bass, you think of like Les Claypool,
When I think of Nutso Bass, I think of
Victor Wooten,
John Entwistle actually.
John Entwistle. Yeah, I love
That guy's fucking
I
nuts.
love that whistle, but I wasn't I didn't appreciate him enough at that
At the
stage.
time, right.
But as I got
He
going,
was the old guy.
I always say even now I'm definitely not the world's greatest bass player. But one thing I really pride myself in is that I play what the song needs me to play. So like I'll do something complicated, walking bass.
You say that you're not the world's greatest bass player, and that may be true.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have the smallest hands known to man and you play those bass lines
Let's not
is
put that in the article.
fucking genius.
But
Dude,
yeah.
it's gonna get out there.
And I know
Eventually.
I know.
The world
But
Wouldn't you rather?
and
be
I
in
guess it's
control
I
of
guess
the
it's I guess it's
dissemination?
libel.
Insemination.
I guess it's
rather.
crazy that
Mama call, right?
I played punk and that kind of music, and I never used a pick. So like I always
That's-
finger pick
that's
everything.
Yeah,
fantastic.
the classic.
So my
That is awesome.
I
too.
can do
That's
it pretty quick. You know,
It's one of my
so-
favorite things. about
He's the
baseball.
fastest finger playing bassist that I've ever played with. And I've played with some bass players.
That's what the ladies tell me.
He's playing.
Ooh.
So as
That's
time
off
went,
the record,
so
right?
then I started thinking
off the
about. I was thinking about, well, how about less is more sometimes? So then this is kind of
Less
funny,
Claypool
but
was more
I listened to a lot of like Rage
More
Against the
Claypool.
Machine, and I love the way that Timmy C plays the bass because it's very funk but it's very minimalist, but it has so much power behind it. So sometimes I'll play just root notes, and then other
Yeah.
times I'll do like the a walking bass like in Train Yard Call or something like that. So and then Donald Duck Dunn from the Booker T and the MGs and the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, man. Donald
He was
Duck, for
he's
real.
one of my idols, man. I always loved him. Whole reason I got into music was actually because of Angus Young of AC/DC. So that was
Wow.
he's
I did
like
not
my
know that.
yep.
I did not know that
It's
at
my
all. That is-
AC/DC's my favorite band, and I
that's
always
slick.
wanted to
They're
play
your
something
favorite
because
band?
I love AC/DC.
Like of all time?
All time.
Wow.
Allman Brothers have slowly climbed up there recently.
Well,
though.
that's
so
why I make top 5 lists.
that's right. Yeah. So, but then what got me into playing guitar was that stuff. But then what got me into being in bands was the first time I heard the Ramones on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds. I can do that, and I liked it enough. It was this is so easy. Anybody can do it, which was true, because I played the bass
Well,
because two of us in my
3
band,
notes.
two of us in the band played guitar, and the other guy was a dick and didn't want to switch. So I said, fine, I'll play the damn bass, and it turned out okay.
Yeah.
So.
The dilemma of most bass players
Pretty much
I
it.
know.
Yeah, pretty much it. So down at Guitar Center we go to pick me up a little crappy Fender P bass, and away we went
Hey,
on my bass journey.
Fender P.
I've been doing that for like 10, 12 years
Swire
playing
P
bass.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably more like 15 now. Good lord, I'm an old man. I don't know.
You started playing bass when you were 12?
Yeah,
Damn, son.
I didn't know that.
yeah. I started. My band started in 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah,
Which band?
the mattress testers.
I was gonna borrow all of your CDs of Mattress
You
Testers.
can if you want, man.
I was gonna put them all on my computer,
And then I played in a bunch of different.
but I
you
didn't. I
know,
think I need to clean my computer off first.
Yeah, like Dan, I played a bunch of. I went from like ska punk, then I was in some kind of jam band, and I was in a blues rock country band, and now I'm in this, and it's just. And for a while in town, I was in a death metal band, like a hardcore. Yeah.
It was like a week.
Yes. Yeah.
A week,
Okay.
right?
During the summer and
Okay.
everything. Yeah. Well, thankfully, you were like, hey, we should
Plucked
totally
you
do
out of
something.
the-
I'm like, thank
plucked
you.
you
I
out
got
of
an
the fucking
excuse to
sky.
leave.
Jesus.
Yes, I don't have to play drowning pool anymore. Which I like that stuff, but we weren't going anywhere.
No
and-
mention of who else was in the band.
No, I won't, because I don't think anybody would know them, but, or should know them. But it was,
Ouch.
I was just
There's
kidding.
a lot of backstabbing going
No,
on today.
they're good guys. Just the guitar player started hooking up with the singer started hooking up with the guitar players, then divorcing ex-wife.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it got
Some
kind of
drama.
It
Some
was.
drama,
music
son.
stuff.
That's right, behind the music. That's right.
Storytellers. VH1 storytellers.
And then I grew a beard, and here we are.
Yeah.
And I
Speaking of
shaved my beard.
storytelling.
You
and
shaved
here
your
we are.
beard. Now it's time for Logie
Storytellers.
Bear's
Let's hear
time.
Logan's.
Story time with Logie
My
Bear.
story
Your
time.
influences.
This is a tough question actually, because the first music I ever listened to was I feel so stupid
Oh
saying
God.
it, Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what made me want to
I never
sing.
liked that shit, but
That's what made me want to sing Justin Timberlake, dude.
yeah, but he's got a solid voice.
I know he
I
does.
dig the guy.
I
He
still like him.
he for
I
real
was
is
singing
bringing
Backstreet
sexy
Boys
back.
before I came here today.
Sexy
Fact.
ass. Except Justin was not in Backstreet Boys. He was in NSYNC. Get it right,
I said
dumbass.
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC,
Okay,
sir.
good.
That's what he did.
Wow.
Good. Well, he's got a sexy ass nonetheless. So continue.
Anyway,
Meaning sexy back.
Yes, he is.
So that's what got me singing and stuff. Dan and I actually just talked about this the other day too. There's a movie called That Thing You Do,
oh,
Yes.
and
Fuck
the
yeah.
Wonders.
Sketch.
So
it's
the
music
one-
for
the
the movie,
Oneaters.
but
Bill Meters.
that was like oh man, like 1950s ish era. I mean, I guess it was rock then, but
Pop.
it's pop music
Yeah.
now. Yeah, loved it. That's kind of one step that got me towards playing guitar and stuff. And then my brother picked up a guitar and started playing Metallica all the time. And then I
I
didn't
can
want
see
to
your
play
brother.
guitar.
Not so much.
But
No, that'd be good Metallica.
Then it kind of got to be
Yeah, I
where
imagine
he
him
was
playing
like, "Oh, let me
Black
show you
Album or
this,"
later.
and I'd learn a couple of little things, and got a guitar when I was like 16. And he started listening to random stuff. Saves the day. Repping. That's my biggest one actually. Chris Connolly's a crazy good songwriter, and just he plays the style of guitar that I want to play, where it's like it's a rhythm and lead all in the same thing. I love that. And you get a little melody going while you're playing chords and stuff. But yeah, Saves the Day. It's such a broad thing. I played in country bands and stuff too. I've rapped before, which is weird to say, but
Your raps are
We should have a rap battle.
fantastic.
I think we're gonna have a rap
no,
battle here
problem
between
with
Stu.
a rap battle is that I can't freestyle whatsoever.
Well, you guys will
maybe,
get together and-
tomorrow.
Yes.
Rap battle.
We can like write it down real quick.
Here's your talking points for the rap
We can
battle.
only go one round because I only have like 4 lines.
God,
It'll be like
No,
a
how
but
much worse
I
is
don't
that
know.
than normal Dish? I mean, Dish is pretty bad.
Right.
Most of the people that influence me are singers or singer-songwriters. Actually, this is like the one person that doesn't play guitar that inspires me is Neil Peart, because he's the lyricist for Rush, and not a lot of people don't know
That's
that.
so strange to me.
I know.
Like I didn't know that till just now when you
yeah.
said it.
There's
It reminded
there's
me of
a
something
lot
else.
of stuff you can read into in those lyrics too. That's why I like Rush, I guess. But seriously, anybody, Frank Sinatra. I kind of drawn a blank, but there's just a list of ton of different genres. Anything that speaks to me a little bit inspires me.
It just reminded me of Robbie Krieger of The Doors once said he wanted to play the guitar like Miles Davis played the trumpet.
There you go.
Weird.
He didn't like any guitar players. Like
Right, no.
he wanted to play it like Miles Davis played a trumpet.
One time I mentioned to somebody that I wanted to write songs like Joe Jackson.
Yes, Joe Jackson.
Because he's got some fantastic songs. And I was like, I want to write songs like him. And this guy, I won't say his name, says, I can teach you how to write songs like Joe Jackson, but it'll cost you $10 an hour. This guy is an amateur. Like and I think like I'm never happy with my own songs, but I was never happy playing his songs. So like, I mean, like, and he was like supposed to be the front man of the band at the time. So it was,
$10 an hour.
oh, it was
Solid.
bad.
I bought 4 records last night. I bought the
Digital or records?
No, digital.
Of course.
Records.
Well, I mean, I'm in my house. I'm on the
You're-
couch.
you're
I'm not in the store.
Yeah,
only-
so you can order
I've only ever bought
offline,
2
But then
digital
I-
albums
but then
my
I
entire
got to
life,
wait.
and that was
Then
like
I got to
last
wait.
summer.
And then that's like when if I
Sometimes you get
move
digital.
if
Sometimes
I
you
move
get the
from where I
digital
am, then I have to fucking pack everything up and put it in a
Dude.
box. So anyway, look, you can chide me for that later.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking. I got the Coheed, the new Coheed. I got the new Raekwon mixtape.
Oh yeah.
I got Raekwon from Wu-Tang.
Raekwon the
Yeah,
chef.
Raekwon the chef. Okay, all right. I thought I heard like question marks at the end.
No,
No.
we were just
Oh, no,
It
no,
may
no.
have came off that way.
I got
Just saying his
Logan's
name.
the
Valley
new
Girl accent.
ASAP Rocky,
Yeah. Exactly.
and what was the 4th one? Oh my god. Oh, the Weekend. The Weekend.
Oh right, yeah.
record
You're
trilogy.
I tried to get into that weekend.
Yeah.
I was just not into it.
No,
That's me.
Vibing
That's
with
okay.
your vibes.
It wasn't enjoyable for me.
Vibing with the vibes.
You know.
What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is next?
Last question, because we've been going on. For
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We have. We
Yeah, we
have.
probably answered a bunch of questions.
That's right. I hope.
What is in the future for Honest Engine?
Music.
I want to hear us on a record, on like a vinyl record. Not, I mean, like we can hear us in digital format anytime, and there will be digital format as well as like a record. But as of late, like because of tax season and everything, like figured out how much I was going to get back, and so I kind of like been looking online to see how much record pressing costs, and so like I don't know, nothing's in stone right now, but I want to do like a 4-song 7-inch and some other stuff, and I know we've kind of talked about it as a band. And I think everybody's kind of on board as far as that goes, but as for like release, who knows when that's gonna happen? But play some shows,
Yeah.
write some more tunes. You know,
Number 3.
We want
what do you want?
to make a record.
Want to make a
We
record?
want to play shows.
That's right.
We want to have a good time. We want to make this as positive an experience as possible.
That's exactly right.
Not just for ourselves, but for anybody who's kind enough to
Yeah, show up,
show up.
be there. Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
The fans.
Whether it's 2 or 2,000, it's gonna be a rocking show.
And this
Yeah.
is, I don't want to speak necessarily for everybody, but
No.
You know.
but I'm gonna. I get the impression that anyway that playing music is the one thing that has remained a constant for the majority of our lives, and if we can continue to do that, and again make it a positive experience, then hey, it's all gravy.
It's
It's all gravy.
I would definitely,
Potatoes and gravy.
I would like to tour.
Nah, I don't know.
I would definitely like to tour.
Gravy is a metaphor. All right.
shallow gravy.
I can't have the gluten.
Can't have gravy.
I would definitely like to
without
tour
potatoes,
and and
man. Chicken fried steak.
support the band and get out there. Get more people into it. Whether and even just play, even if they don't like it, whatever they don't like it, that's fine. That's fine with them. We're not.
Yeah,
I don't
just
want to
keep
say.
it
I don't want
going.
to say that we're not doing it for them necessarily, but I know that like a big part of like playing songs for me is like doing it for me as well as these guys, as well as you guys. Do it for everybody. I don't necessarily aim to make anybody out there happy. I write the songs that I want to write. All right.
Right.
So,
If we're happy,
exactly.
that will transfer.
Exactly.
And
Hopefully,
people who are
exactly.
there watching
exactly.
or listening will be happy.
And it's not hard to do. I mean, one of the few times I've ever been in a band where like the first times we played together, it was automatic. Like we were just on.
Just hit it.
Hit it. The first time Marcus and I played together, we were on. First time us 3 played together here with drums, it was like we had already practiced.
Yeah,
Logan shows up. We all of a
That
sudden
was actually.
we did like 23 the first time. We learned our parts, did it all the way through without. It was like bang, we hit it, and we all. I just had to stop, and I was just like, holy shit, that just happened.
When
And like we're just all good. I mean, pretty damn good friends now. I mean, and that makes it super fun to be in a band. Oh, shut your fucking face.
when we did our first thing with the drums and all that, Andrea had said, and Tab probably too actually, had said that we could have probably, if we had just like done the songs a couple more times, we could have gone and played a show like that night.
Yeah.
Which I was like, hey, that's cool, because that means there's that chemistry there. And it's so nice to have chemistry with people, and
It's very open to
and
the band.
and a good point for me, like starting a band, because a lot of times in Aberdeen you end up just playing with the same musicians over and over and over again. And I've never played in a band with Dan, and I've never played in a band with Will. I've never played in a band with Logan either. Although we probably could have earlier on, but we never did.
I've met a lot of people in Aberdeen in my short time here, and I've gotten to know some of them really well, and I know that for some of them it's difficult because they've been in Aberdeen a long time and they know all the same people and stuff, but I've met some really fantastic people here, including these 3 guys and Tab on the couch, and I'm happy to be in this band and I'm happy to be in Aberdeen.
Our first album, Tab on the Couch.
Follow that.
Well, that's it. I've met a lot of people here in Aberdeen, and
I've been enjoying playing these songs with these guys. I mean, they're exactly what I've been looking for to add to these songs, and I'm just so happy that I found you.
it's gonna end in tears and a band hug.
Complete me. Like Dan, I've only lived in town about 2 years, and being in this group and in a collaborative environment where we can have criticism and suggestions and work together and really make something that's this band. It's kind of powerful from what I can gather from our first show and reaction.
Yeah.
It's really made me enjoy being in town even that much more, and I'm looking forward to keep going with it. Baba Booey, Howard Stark's penis, Baba Booey.
Well, you took my.
Oh, I took your closing statement. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm happy that I can play something different. I'm in Aberdeen. I play a lot of acoustic shows, so it's nice being able to hook up with Marcus and play some of his stuff full band. But I just love these guys. I mean, it's sweet. It was, how long have I known you guys? Like a month? 2 months?
Couple months.
2 months, and it's like
We were.
It's like
You
butter.
came over to my.
You
You
know,
came over to
it's
my
cool.
apartment.
yeah,
Like,
the
the
first
week
time
of
I met him,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
So it's just nice. It's nice being able to meet some people that otherwise I wouldn't even have known, and just hit it off right away. Have a good time with some good people.
Some good beer.
A-Town Magazine.
A-Town. Peace up. A-Town down.
What's our Bandcamp? I was gonna say that real.
I think it's
shameless
just like
promotion,
Facebook.com/Honest Engine Rocks.
SD.
Honest Engine SD is our
What's on
Bandcamp.
What's on my Facebook page?
HonestEngineSD.
Nothing.
Facebook.com/Honest Engine Rocks.
But you spelled rocks out. It's not.
I know.
It's not ROX.
Well,
So
that's
it's not cool.
Ooh, my Dr. Roxo.
Completely lost my attention.
Anyway.
Sorry. Those extra letters just,
Yep.
damn internet speak, ruining the English language.
Fantastic.
We also have to take out all the computers before they become self-aware and take over the world.
Anyway.
Baba booey.
Whoever did that.
Oh, damn it!